Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. Folks, if you're sitting there thinking, I think we ought to stay around the house a little bit more, make your house more fun. That's how you spruce up the home. You get to Games and Things. Take a look at this. Games and Things has just what you need to make your home the envy of the neighborhood or your cabin. Look what they did with this cabin in the Smokies. All of that stuff, the shuffleboard, the pool table, the ping pong table over there, table tennis as they call it. All that from Games and Things. You can really make your home the envy of the neighborhood by going to Games and Things. Visit ourgameroom.com today. All right, as I'm sure everyone's aware, Bill Belichick's story just blew up this week. It was literally national news, sports news, but national news because he had an interview with CBS this morning that went sideways because the girl he's dating, who's 50 years his junior, kind of messed it up. And she has gotten involved. She's telling PR personnel, people who've worked at North Carolina for 50 years, and the PR, I mean, been there for 20 years or something, she's telling them what they need to do, how to do their jobs, because she's apparently very wise in PR. They're putting out photos of, they're on the beach, she's a mermaid, he's a fisherman. It's starting, I mean, here's the thing, it's the personal life versus school stuff. How would this be covered here? Because you know there are some North Carolina, this is a top 5 university in the country, top 5 public university in the country. And he wasn't a unanimous selection either. They had a booster that went rogue and forced it on Bubba Cunningham, the AD. That story's out there. How are you feeling? You know, North Carolina would be freaking out. You know, there are people that can't stand this. How would this be handled here in the win-at-all-costs SEC? If this is going on in Knoxville, one, I'm glad it isn't because I can't imagine how he'd cover it. But how would this be playing out? Would Vol fans just be sitting there going, if he wins, who cares? Or is this a bridge too far in terms of making your... Oh, that's another thing. He does an interview on CBS, not only in his ratty shirt, which he does, but it's a shirt that says Navy.
Yes, I noticed that.
Yeah, you're North Carolina's coach.
North Carolina.
Yeah. That'd be like Bruce Pearl going a step further, and then he goes every time he gets a chance to mention Tennessee and wearing a Tennessee shirt while coaching at Auburn. How would this be playing out if it were at Tennessee, Josh?
Yeah, there would be a division. There would be a lot of people, I'm sure, saying it's about winning. He's the greatest coach of all time. Let him do his job. But there would be a lot of other people that would be embarrassed by the connection to the university. It's not just the relationship is what it is, but now it's connected to the university because of everything you just mentioned, and then some with the effect on day-to-day operations with North Carolina athletics, plus the PR side where it kind of unraveled in the last 7 days.
Yeah. They also had a deal to show, the NFL show Hard Knocks was going to feature North Carolina, and apparently she wanted to be so involved, the NFL said, yeah, we're no longer comfortable with this, and walked away from it. So she cost UNC a lot of publicity.
When does somebody sit her down and tell her what the situation is? And,
well, he's old enough to put her on his knee.
But wait till the season starts. Is it just going to get worse during the season? You better win some football games, but somebody needs to rein her in a little bit.
Yeah. Right. If this was at
honey, don't do this.
If this was at UT, if this was at Tennessee, I think there's 2 coaches, maybe a couple more, that could get away with this before he's ever coached a game. Now, after he starts coaching, that'll tell the tale. He wins big, I think all this stuff fades. But I think if Tennessee had hired a Bill Belichick, greatest coach of all time, or Nick Saban, I think you put up with this sort of the bad PR that's flowing in, the snide jokes. There's not a lot of other coaches, though, that you could get by with that sort of thing.
Hold on, I'm going to get your take on the other side of this. We're running long. Welcome back. Hey, folks, don't forget, you can check out us on Sports Source Saturday Kickoff. That's every Saturday right here at 11 a.m. You can also find us every day of the week free on YouTube. It's our YouTube channel, the Sports Source Digital Network. We got tons of extra content there for you that we put up all week long. Visit those today. You'll be doing me a favor, and I appreciate it. Also, don't forget that tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and that means you need to get to El Chico. All right. Is a coach's private life anyone's business, or does it become school's business when it creates bad press for the school? Ryan, what's your take on this whole Bill Belichick thing?
Yeah, I think the relationship is one thing. I think a part of this that would not fly at Tennessee is doing anything different on the football side, whether it's PR or whatever, because of a young girlfriend like this. So I think that's where people would say, like, this is a distraction for the program. Why does she have any say over the strategic thinking on the PR side of a coach or a program or whatever? So that would be not handled well, and there would be plenty of reporting probably about anything where she got in the way of a head coach at Tennessee.
Yeah, and I think there's, the difference between a private life. I mean, there have been plenty of coaches, men and women, who've had divorces or whatever. You date somebody, that happens. They're humans like everybody else. Why should that matter? But when you when you take it from private to public, Josh, we were talking between the break. You made a good point. This isn't private. They keep putting photos of
Nothing
themselves
about
dressed
the
as
relationship is private.
Yeah.
They've done as much as they can to try to publicize it and create attention. And
she has at least.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
for
gone
sure.
along.
Yeah, he's gone along with it. He's aware that it's out there.
He's dressed like the fisherman while she's the
Yeah.
mermaid.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah, and to act like the interview that they did with CBS was only supposed to be about his book. Bill Belichick has been around for far too long to know, or to think that other questions wouldn't be asked. He knew that they would be, and they're acting like they wouldn't be knowing otherwise.
It's just interesting. How would UT handle it? I don't know.
It wouldn't fly. I don't think it would fly.
The
I
fact
think
that it's
somebody
going into
would
year
say,
one is
Right.
the tricky part of this.
I think it may
Yeah.
just be year one. I don't know how long he's going to be there.
right.
And I think he's at the exact right. I mean, you've made the point of North Carolina as a university. I'm sure this is driving them crazy. This is the exact type of football program, though, that he needs to be at for them to tolerate this. Because if this is an Alabama, a Georgia, a Tennessee, anywhere that takes football really seriously, it would not be
day-to-day
flying well.
attention at Tennessee completely different from
All
North Carolina
negative.
football.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
you also have, besides the publicity, all these other things, this is a person who's making decisions
Yeah.
affecting
Yeah.
your athletic program. And to me, that would be, okay, that's intolerable.
Yeah.
Your personal life is your personal life, even if you put silly pictures up on the internet. But when this person starts making decisions that affect our athletic program, nope, we're done.